Let's look again at Matthew chapter 25, verses 41 and 46, and the question of eternal punishment. Again, in this passage, Yeshua is explaining what will happen to the unrighteous when he's sitting on his throne in all his glory, and he will say, "Go away from me to the age-enduring fire that has been prepared for the accuser and his messengers. And therefore, these will go away to punishment age-enduring." So the text says that the unrighteous will suffer age-enduring or eternal fire and punishment. That's the plain sense of the text. But back in 2011, a guy named Rob Bell started making some pretty big waves with his book, Love Wins, because he maintained that eternal punishment wasn't all that eternal or all that punishing. Pointing to the Greek text underlying the passage in Matthew, Bell says that the word we translate as age-enduring or eternal can have several meanings. And the word we translate as punishment is actually a word from horticulture that refers to pruning or trimming branches so that a plant can flourish. And we're the branches, right? Now, setting aside the fact that Bell had to go to the root of this Greek word and not the actual word itself to find that definition, which is another major Bible interpretation error, which I'll get to in a later teaching, this was his conclusion about the phrase eternal punishment. Depending on how you translate those Greek words, then, the phrase can mean a period of pruning or a time of trimming or an intense experience of correction. And he's totally right. Depending on how you translate it, you can definitely come up with something like that. But on the other hand, if you don't translate it completely wrong, ignoring the plain sense of the text, it means eternal punishment. And once again, we see the context bear this out. Are we supposed to believe that the accuser and his messengers are just headed for a time or period of fire? And there's also the second half of verse 46, which says, "But the righteous will go on to life, age enduring." Does this mean that the righteous will just have an intense experience of life, that we won't live forever with Yeshua? Either it's eternal punishment and eternal life, or temporary punishment and temporary life. It has to be one or the other. We can't translate the same word here two different ways. And once again, the face value reading of the passage is plainly understood. We can only arrive at a different conclusion if we're reading our own thoughts into the text.